This talk is around something that is close to my heart and head in terms of what success feels like and looks like and how we measure it. So recently I had the privilege of doing some living podcast recordings with thought leaders across industry. And it was really such a beautiful experience for me to be able to ask questions of people that I admire and that inspire me, but really people that are applying coaching in real terms, in real time, in different parts of their lives, professionally and personally. And what came out of that was really, how do you measure success and what does success look like and how do you hire for success? So they were just some of the themes that we looked at. But ultimately, when I played these back and I was able to listen to them again and again, a pattern started to show up in my mind in terms of different types of success and how we measure it. And alongside that, with all the research I do and reading I do and listening that I do, this statement kept rising to the top around crown and kingdom. And I think somewhere on LinkedIn I also read an article, but I couldn't quite find it again, but it had left its seed in my mind, which is, what's the point of a crown if you don't have a kingdom? Now, when I went looking for it and researching, I couldn't find anything behind it, but the statement and the seed had been sown. And when I listened back to the talks, I went, my goodness, here it is again, here it is again. So just for a couple of moments, I'd like us to consider how we measure success and why does that statement strike such a chord in terms of where people choose a path to go in order to meet and measure their success. So the crown piece. The crown for me is very much around badges and achievements and awards. It can be qualifications, it can be external validation. Look at all these letters after my name. I am fantastic. And you are, and well done. So that's the crown piece. And some people's pursuit of success is by gathering crowns. And they have lots of these amazing badges and stripes and accreditations and qualifications. And while that is brilliant, what is the value of those crowns if they don't have a kingdom? So that's where the second piece came in. And I thought, what is the kingdom? How would it differ? What if you had a kingdom without a crown? What would that feel like? And what came out of the talks was really about how success feels and how it's measured and how it's experienced and the impact it has on you and other people. So these inspiring thought leaders, their pursuit of success was in terms of developing other people to be their best. They weren't interested in badges, they weren't interested in stripes, they were interested on the impact they have with other people and how that's measured. And so what they would do is they would build themselves to be able to have one of the key pieces, to be able to have challenging conversations. And those challenging conversations would enable dysfunctional teams, less than well operating people, challenge their thinking and create for themselves a new way of operating that would lead them to feel more successful. They might not get a certificate at the end of the conversation, they might not get a stripe, they might not get an award, but what they would get is a sense of footprint that they were standing in, that was their legacy. I own this, I belong here, I feel myself being strong in this position. I'm able to own this piece of land where I stood strong, or I was quiet, or I had the challenging conversation. So I'd like us to consider where success feels in us and how it is measured by us. And I'd just like you to think about the goals you set yourselves for the future and what that measure of success is and how does it look. Are you going to be in pursuit of crowns only and never be satisfied that you had an impact or you made a difference or you added value? Or do you need to balance that out? And of course, go for your qualifications and get your badges, but don't sit at home polishing them and having a beautiful cabinet with all these crowns in. The purpose of us becoming coaches and learning these skills is to develop other people. So consider the value you have when you really go out and build your kingdom, a place where you impact individuals, groups, teams, businesses, and consider how that ripple effect really leaves a legacy for you and how that will feel in its true terms of experiencing success.